This conference will now be recorded.
You can share your screen, Karnakar.
Oh, one second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, can you see that? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Just go to new tab, type
Yeah.
in Google. Yeah, now it's fine. Then you can type in Microsoft Power BI download, or you just type Power BI download.
Okay.
The first link you can go over there.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see that the blue button with download option. Click on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you can select 64 option. Most of you, majority of you should be using the recent most laptops, which is Windows 10 or 11. You can download the 64-bit. But if you are having a very old, you are using suppose Windows 7 or something, download the other one other than 64-bit. So for you, 64-bit is recent. Click
Good.
on download button.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
put it in one of the folder, either in downloads or desktop. It's up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Click on save.
Yeah.
Okay. So depending on your speed, it is around 500 MB. If it is, I think it is completed
It
for
should
you.
be there. I mean, I have 3
Yeah,
gig speed at home, so it should be fine. Yeah,
then
it's
it's
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can click on that file. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
So this thing came.
it is asking for you to select the language. You can choose United States English or English. Yeah. Then next, you should have got a Windows pop-up that you are trying to install something. You can say allow or go ahead, give the option. There is that some pop-up should have come to you, sir. Windows pop-up, which we don't see.
Yeah, it is coming. Yeah.
Right. Now click on next. Okay, I accept the terms. You can keep to that location. That's also
Yeah.
fine. Install.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take much time. A minute or two, it should finish to install. It depends. That local installation depends on your RAM and the space that you have on your machine. How fast is your machine? In the meanwhile, if anyone has any question on Power BI, they can ask. Or
So,
as anyone,
yeah.
yes, go ahead, sir.
Are you going to use the desktop version of Power BI or
Yes,
are
sir.
we?
So,
Yeah.
so for developing a report, we generally use desktop version only, sir. So whenever suppose you are working in an org, you will install similar way Power BI software, or you ask your admin team, they'll install the software for you. Once they install, all the development that you do in your desktop version only. Once you do the development, you need to publish your report into the Microsoft Power BI server or workspace, any of it you call. Once you publish over there, you can, suppose we both are colleagues, you published a report, you developed a report, you published over there, I can go and see the report once you share the link with me. That we will see at the end of the sessions. Okay, now you can
Finish.
click on finish, sir. You have already chosen option to launch, so it will launch Power BI for you. Has anyone worked on Power BI before among you? Any one of you? I just want to understand, like, what is my crowd so that I can go at that pace.
I used it briefly and just saw some very beginners reports, but we do consume the reports already developed every day.
Okay, okay, you are an end user in that case. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, mostly.
right. So I got an answer from Anirudh stating yes. Anirudh, you have made all the reports, and it's like you wanted to do DAX and all, no? That's what, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning the DAX measures and everything. I've
Okay.
created reports using Excel CSV file as well, like,
Mhm.
but the dashboard has been like a normal one, not the one which you showed was a bit dynamic. So looking
Okay.
forward to learn that.
All right. Wonderful. Anyone else? Nisha, Gopal. You
No,
can
sir.
type in. You have used Gopal? I lost you.
No, Gopal. No, I have never. Actually, I am a VBA developer.
Okay.
I have been experienced more than 16 years in the
Mm-hmm.
industry, and
Mm-hmm.
actually, I am looking for something right for visualization because there is a lot of opportunities for the
Mm.
data science
Correct.
and all these things, right? So that's the
Correct.
reason I am.
That's a wonderful thing. So, as I've shown right now on Karunakar screen, installation is very simple. You go to Google, you just download Power BI software. Once you download, you just continue with next, 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 and you will finally get the launch of Power BI also. Now, that is the page that has landed. Now, I'll take back the screen, sir. I'll start my course.
Only one query, Abhishek,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm.
Suppose when we generate a reports, right, like in Power BI, right? Suppose
Mm.
if I want to give it to the client, right? So that is the means we'll have to only share the link, right,
Yes,
for
sir.
that.
So
Oh,
once you publish the report, it will take you to
okay,
workspace. Okay, 1 second.
okay,
Just a moment. Okay. Workspace will look something like this, sir, once you publish. So in workspace, always when you publish a report, there will be two files. For one report, two files will be visible on Power BI server, okay, or workspace. One is a report. See, if you see here, opportunity analysis sample. This is a report. This is the report that you
okay,
have published. Along with that, there will be a data set also published. Oh, opportunity analysis sample. So here you see an option to share, no, sir. This button, you see, there is an option to share.
okay,
This button, once you click on this, you will get a share option to give the link to the others. So always when you're, suppose as you're doing right now, Karnakar was an end user, right, in his org. So he would have got a link from some developer stating, okay, you go use this link. So always Karnakar will be using at a end user perspective, but he will never see what a developer has published, what all options he is having. You understood?
okay, 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 okay.
Hope that is clear for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. So let's open Power BI now. Okay, how to open Power BI is you can go here, click on Windows button. type in Power BI and click on the app. Once you click on the app, a new Power BI will open for you. Okay. Once you open a new Power BI, how will it will show means it will show you this home button, home screen, and it will say, okay, I have an update available which I have to install. I will install. Right now, it is not of a need for me. Right. If you want to install the update, it will take you to the same page where we downloaded for Karnakar. And from there, you can download the latest version and just click on next. It will go for the new Power BI installation. Okay. If you want to buy a license, as I told you, you have a premium license and pro license. But right now, that is not a need for you. Okay. You for learning purpose, nothing is needed. Okay. You can click on get data from here only, or I will show you other ways how to get data. So you can click on this close button. Once you click on this close button, just a moment. Now you have file, home, insert. Like this, you have a few buttons on the ribbon right here. Under the home button, you have an option to get data. 1 second. It has opened something else.
Abhishek, sorry to interrupt, right? So I was
Yes.
not attended the last session, right? Just to know that the
Today is
desktop
only
version.
first class, sir.
Okay, okay. So,
Go ahead,
so,
sir.
means your desktop version will suffice your requirement, or for that we need a professional version only to once you go
All
for.
the development you can, all the development you can do using desktop version only, sir. But once you publish the report, okay, that is where a
Okay,
premium license and a pro license difference comes in. Okay, I'll tell you why.
okay.
You are working in some org. Suppose you are working in banking data. Assume a
Mm-hmm.
banking project. The data gets refreshing, right? Every
Okay,
hour or every second, every minute. How frequently the data gets refreshed? It depends on the company's data set, right? So if you want to refresh your data every 1 hour once, okay, in a day we have 24 hours. If you calculate also, you need to refresh 24 times. But with a pro license, you cannot refresh 24 times. You have to refresh maximum 8 times only. So that is a disadvantage with pro license, right? If you buy a premium license, what will happen? No, you can refresh your report 48 times. So according to your org, you have to refresh only 24 hours. But you in premium license, you are having 48 hours, 48 times of refresh, right? So every half an hour also you can refresh your report, right?
okay, okay. Got it.
And in a pro license, you will get 10 GB of workspace. In a premium license, you get 100 GB of workspace. Okay, if you see right now, all these files, you have a specific size for individual Power BI report. No, so if suppose World Cup 2023, if I right click on this, if I go to properties, how big is this? It is just hardly 212 KB for me. But because the data sets are very small. But if you have a data set and millions of records, and your individual Power BI file is more than 1 GB. If it is less than 1 GB, you can publish into pro license. But if it is single Power BI file, the report that you are building, if it is more than 1 GB, you cannot publish into pro license. You need a premium license for that. Okay, understood, sir? So like that, we have differences in pro license and premium license. There is few things with refresh it also, which I will cover once we go to that topic. But pro license will cost you $3,000 per month. Premium workspace will cost you $3,000 per month. Premium per user will cost you $20 per month. Pro per user will cost you $10 per month. So it is up to the organization what kind of money that they want to pay. So generally, pro license will be the one which the org will get for you. Okay, if an org is big of like 5,000 people are going to use this entire report that you are publishing, and your data set is more than 200 million records. Definitely your Power BI will be more than 1 GB. Then in that case, when you want to publish, right? In that
Okay.
case, you need to buy a premium workspace. Premium workspace, $3,000 per month. You just imagine it is 25 lakhs around per month. Would they want to invest such kind of money? It depends on the org and how many people are going to use your report. Okay, sir. So that is the differences, right?
Okay. Okay.
So
Thanks.
now, right, no problem. If I click on get data here, okay, you directly see the common data sources across the globe, what the data sets they are connecting to. You can click on this more option, okay, and either you can click on all and it will show you what all data sets we can connect to, or you can just go to file, you see text, CSV, workbook, Excel, XML, JSON, all these things. Okay, or if you want to connect to any database, you click on database, it will show you SQL Server database, Teradata database, PostgreSQL database, and there will be Snowflake also somewhere here, or I can just type in Snowflake. You see Snowflake database or anything. Suppose I want to search for a per K file. Okay, you see per K file. Okay, all these things. So what I will do right now, just to connect to a single file text or CSV. Right now I want to connect to that CSV file where I want to open that text cricket data. Click on text or CSV, click on connect. Okay, once we do that, it will ask you connect me to a file. Navigate to the folder where your file is. Right, I'll go to that. My file is World Cup points table. I'll click on this. I'll click on open. Straightforward. Okay, once we connect to that, it will load the file over here. Let it load. Okay, it will show you a preview. First 200 rows, it will show you. In that file, hardly only 11, 12 rows of data was there in that points table. So it is showing me a preview. Okay, my data set is correct. Okay, now you have an option to load. Now you have an option to transform data, cancel also. Either you can click on load or transform data. For the moment, this data set, I am confident enough. I'll click on load only. Let's go it. Let's do it. Once I do it, no, you see in data, one table will be visible now. Satya, when you mean you are using reports for business analysis, is it like you are developing the reports or are you using it as an end user?
I'm using it as an end user.
Okay, you want to develop, you want to learn the skill. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Actually, I'm into sales, so I check daily reports and
Hmm.
analyze business from there.
Okay, so it's a good thing, madam. It's not that difficult also learning Power BI. It's easier. So nice. Right. So once I import this file, you see there is a table created here now. It is showing in the form of a table here, and then you have a specific set of columns. All these columns are coming from our data set. So if you see here, notice one thing. For few columns, it is not having any sigma symbol in front of it, right? But for a few columns, we are having sigma symbol in front of it. Why is that difference? Because this column, Power BI is treating this as a text field. If I click on this field here, if you see it is showing here in the format text. But if I click on this sigma symbol, this column it is showing me as a whole number, right? If I click on net run rate, it is showing me this as a general format and it is showing me as a decimal number, right? Now, let me open that file and see. Let's investigate what is there in that file. Okay, in this file, very simple data, right? So ranking, team, matches, one lost, tie, no result, points, net result, net run rate, for, against. So for a few columns, when I imported data into Power BI, you see lost column is shown as a whole number. Matches column is also shown as a whole number. But for a net run rate column, it is showing as a decimal number in Power BI. If I click on this here, you see it is showing as a decimal number. But for points, if you see, it is showing as a whole number. Okay, right? Whole number is something which do not have any decimal points. Simple definition, like an integer, something of such sort. If it is a float, then it is a net run rate. It is showing as a decimal number, right? So I did not define anything in Power BI. The good part is I just connected the data set and immediately it understood, okay, what this fellow connected. Okay, I will go and read through the file. There is an option also, which I will show you. If you don't want, you can turn it off also. But in default, when you launch Power BI and connect to any data source, it will try to understand the data set within the file. Each and every column, it will analyze and it will assign a type of data set to it. So there is no problem for you. And if you see team column, it is a text field. It has already understood this is a text field. But for a for and against column, if you see this is 2523 divided by 396.2, for this it did not understand. Okay, you seeing it, you will understand, okay, this is a number values, in between it is a by symbol, right, forward slash. But for Power BI, it did not understand. It does not belong to anything. So it will, in default, if it doesn't understand anything, it will assign it a text value. If you see for, it is assigned a text value. Okay, understood until now? So in default, when you launch a file, Power BI will run through. It will understand each column and it will assign a data type to it. Okay, clear. Now let me close this file. Now you can click on file, click on save as, browse any folder. Okay, in PBI tutorial, I'll create a folder for you guys, new folder. Today it is 12th September 24, right? And we are trying to analyze 2023 data World Cup. Click on save. Okay, this is how you connect a file and you save a file. Once you connect, right now, this is very simple data, right? What I will do, I will try to create a table. Click on table here under visualizations. You will see all the graphs here. Everything will be taught to you. And then you have a table, right? Once you have a table, I clicked on this and it automatically populated a table for me, right? So now what I want to see within this, I want to see team, click on this tick mark, check it here. Okay, and then I want to see ranking, I want to see points, I want to see how many matches won, how many matches lost, and is there any tie. Okay, right. So now I just selected the columns that I want to see, right? And automatically in the sequence that I selected, the columns came into the table, right? But I want to rearrange my columns. So I want the ranking of the team to be in the first position. And I want the team name to be in the second position. I want the total points to be at the last. I want number of matches won, lost, tie, points at the last, and then I want the net run rate. Either you can select the column that you want to choose, or you can just drag and drop it over into this pane here. Okay, any of it will work. So now this one. So if you see now, in default, I just opened a new Power BI, I connected a file, and then I dragged in a few columns into my table, which I selected here. Now here, if you see, there is a prefix for every column, sum of, sum of, sum of. Why is it so? Okay, now because when you bring a number field into the columns, in default, it will be tagged to aggregation of sum. Okay, how you will know that is in the columns field, you have this ranking, no? Beside that, there is a downward arrow and there is a cross mark. When you click on a cross mark, this field will be removed from here. Suppose I click on the cross mark. Now you see that field is removed. But if I want to get it back, you can choose ranking, bring it on to the first column space, and then it is here now. Okay. if I click on this downward arrow, okay, I want this field to be don't summarize. I want the ranking. Why I will summarize? You see, is there any perspective if I total the value of all the team rankings 55? Does it make any sense for me? No, it doesn't make any sense for me. So you don't need a sum of ranking, right? So I will click on don't summarize. You see, now it is removed from summary. Okay, it is not summarizing anymore. Similar way, this particular data set, it doesn't need any summary. You don't need to aggregate to anything. If it was a sale value, if it was a revenue value, if it was profit, someone will question, okay, what is the total revenue? What is the total sale? What is the total profit? What is the total discounted value? What is the total gain that we are making? In that perspective, they will ask you total, but for this one, they will not ask you totals. So what you do, it is not making sense also if I'm doing sum of all the one number of matches. No, it won't make any sense to me. So what I can do, click on this downward arrow, go here, don't summarize. Okay, in that way you can remove. So now one I have removed summarize, and if you see sum of one is removed and it is only one column, right? Similar way you can do it for lost. Everything you can remove, don't summarize, don't summarize, don't summarize, right? So now this is done, right? I have three dots here now, right? So if I click on these three dots, now this is done. This table, it is showing me data. I could bring the data which is present in my file into the table and I can see it, but it is not a final product. Okay, it is just a raw. We just put it over here in default colors of Power BI. It is showing to us, but we have to work on it. No, so in general, why it is showing Afghanistan first, Australia second, Bangladesh third, England in that sequence? Anyone can tell me why it is showing in this particular order?
Alphabetical order.
Yes, correct. So in default, it has chosen alphabetical order, but why didn't it choose ranking? Right, or one or lost? So first we gave team field into this, so it organized everything into alphabetical order. So Afghanistan is coming first. Now I want to modify this. I want to keep the team which has won, or the team which is having rank 1 as the first position in the table. So what I will do, I will click on these three dots. You have an option to sort by. Okay, I want to sort it by ranking. That is what I told you. Okay, I will click on ranking. Now what happened? It ranked everything, but it is showing Netherlands as first position. But because it is having 10, okay, it is assuming, okay, I want it in descending order. No, I want it in ascending order. So what I need to do, click on 3D dots again. You see the option of ascending. Okay, I will click. Now you see India, which is ranking in the first position, it has come in the first position now. So this is good for me now. Any questions until now? Even if it is silly also, you can ask me, no problem. I don't have any problem on that. Okay. All right. So I will save this. Control S. Always, it's a better option. You press on Control S, so you don't lose your hard work which you have put into create visual. So now this is fine. In general, the default look of having a shaded color like white and then gray, I don't like it. That is my personal preference. I want the entire table to look in a similar color for all the rows. So I will just choose the default white. So how you can do? Click on this table. Okay, here you have build a visual. Under build a visual, this is where we brought in all the columns, right? This cross report, keep all filters, add drill through, it will come. We will learn when we go to customer data sets of Amazing Mart, or we want to enable the drill through option. But right now, a table is connected, the columns are brought in, we do not want to summarize, we have removed that, and we have created a simple table. Now I wanted to modify the color. I don't want this alternate gray color. So what you can do, select this table. First of all, selecting is very important, and then go to format your visualization. Okay, once you go to your format your visualization, you have many things here, right? You have style, you have grid, you have values, and then column headers, totals. Okay, everything will be available. But among all of this, I can go here. I can go search everywhere. Okay, horizontal grid lines. It is showing gray color. Vertical grid lines. It is not enabled also. Okay, and border. Is there any border? It is showing blue color here. This blue. Okay, it is showing all those. But I am a bit lazy enough. I don't like that to go and open each and everything. So what I will do, this is alternate line, right? Alternate line is having gray color. So what I will do, I will search alt here. Okay, the moment I searched alt, it is present in values. Okay, it is having alternate background as gray color. I don't want. Why a developer, when a developer will become a better developer, or when a developer will do something beyond his capabilities when he is lazy. So it's always because you are lazy, you want to automate things, you want to do things better. So I just want to search here. So you can search. Suppose I want to search for that border. I will search here border. So this blue color is there. I don't like this blue. I'll remove this. I'll put it to some darker gray shade. Okay, now it is gone. Okay, now I want the collar header to be in blue. I will type in header. Okay, now I will make it a bold. You see it is becoming bold in color. I want to make the background color to be slightly darker shade of blue. Yeah, this is lighter shade. Let me take a little dark. Then the text color is not visible. I'll make the text color to be white. Okay, now it is done. Okay, and if you want to increase the font, you can increase. If you want to change the font to a different font, you can make it. But in default in Power BI, it will be Segway. Okay, right. Now you want to make left alignment, middle alignment, right alignment. I will leave it up to you. Can play with it. Or if you don't know any of it, you can come here, open grid, go here. Right now horizontal line is gray color. I want a vertical border, vertical grid lines also. Make it enabled. Click on it. I want now if you see it is having a vertical line also slightly lighter shade of gray. If I increase the width, now you see it will become little thicker also. You see it is becoming thicker. Okay, let's keep it a little thicker. So I have a little border. So okay, this is fine. Now I want the entire border for the table also. I want top border, bottom border, left, right, and a little thicker one. You see, so the table is created now. Okay, this all formatting colors. It's very simple. We can do a lot also. Okay, right. Now this table is created. Any questions, anyone? Awesome.
The sequence, can we create a serial number? Right?
Sorry, sir. Ask me again.
The sequence numbers, indexing, instead of
Indexing.
ranking, by default,
Yes,
can
sir.
we get like,
In default, Power BI will not align any particular number to it, sir. But we will create a ranking, sir. When we go to that sales report data, where we are ranking Jose is at the last position, Warner is at particular position. I showed you, know, in the other day when I was giving demo. We will
yeah,
do ranking for a
ranking?
particular.
Yeah, ranking is fine. I just want to the number of rows. I just want to see. So by
You want to
default,
see the count of rows. Count of rows.
yes, correct.
Okay. So there is a number card field here, sir. If you click on this, okay, and you choose team into it, in default I am getting first because this is a test field. So I will say count. Okay, number of teams in it are 10. Okay, so we will learn this also, why this is useful, because in this data set anyways I will create the total sum of runs have been scored, how many boundaries, how many sixes, that will cover. Because number card, right now you wanted to see the total number of rows, yes, but indexing as an option, if you want to create, like in our pandas it was assigning a default index for every row, like 0 1 2. I know where it is coming from. In our Python pandas we saw, no, like default indexing will not be there in Power BI. Anything that you want to
Okay,
create, you have to create. Okay, we will see that in transform data also. Okay, right now this
okay, sir.
number card is not useful for me. Let me remove. Okay, right, so this is fine. So what I want to do other than this, right? So if you recall what I've shown, okay, a table followed by, then we can create these two graphs. I'll create it, but I want to connect to one more data set also where the batsman data is present, like how many runs he has scored, all those things, but it is not readily available. First of all, let's Nisha George can't hear. uh, might be there is a problem from your end, madam. Anyone else can't hear me? I think Srinivas is very clearly responding to my
No,
questions.
no issues, sir.
Nisha, you need to just drop and get back, madam. Okay, right, good. uh okay, right. So now the next data set that I want to take is, I want to take this deliveries table. Let me open the file. First of all, for any good data analyst or a reporting visualization person, understanding your data is very important. Reporting visualization, you will do it very simply, but understanding your data is the most critical thing. Okay, so when I open this file, now you see, if I choose a particular match, let me choose India's match so it is easy for us, and even crowd is only Indian population here now. So I will choose an India's match, and then the first match India played was against Australia. Okay, it was in Chennai Chidambaram Stadium, and it was on 8th February, sorry, 8th October 2023. Right, in that match, India batted second. If you see, innings is second. Right, first strike was taken by Rohit Sharma, and it was non-striker was Ishan Kishan. Okay, and if you see Rohit Sharma, first ball he faced, it was an extra wide ball. Similar way, second, third ball he did not make any runs. Fourth ball he scored a single. Okay, and Ishan Kishan, if you see on the first ball itself, he got caught out. Okay, he was dismissed. Who was the bowler? Mitchell Stark. Right. Now Virat Kohli came into strike and he did not score any runs in the first over. It ended, and then if you see other again the next runs came in 2.1 third over. Second over was a maiden completely. Okay, and here if you see, two wickets fell. Rohit Sharma got out. Shreyas Iyer also got out. Right. I am having too much of detail here in this file. But how do I summarize my data? That is a thing now. Okay, I saw my data. I visualized it. Now, okay, I'm having every ball data here now. Every batsman, how many deliveries he has faced, how many runs he has scored, whether it was an extra or whether it was a boundary, all those things. If you see Virat Kohli, KL Rahul scored a boundary here, right? And we are having who is the bowler, in which form Ishan Kishan got out, all the data. Too much of detail for me. Now I need to get this file into my Power BI. Okay, let's close this file. Okay, now what I will do, same procedure, get data. You can either click here only, text or CSV, or you can click on more and get the data. Because I've shown it for the first time, I'll click on text or CSV directly. Okay, I will go to my folder, pick the delivery table, CSV file, click on open. You want to ask something, sir? Okay. Now, as I told you, it will give you a preview of first 200 rows. So this is what we saw just now. Okay, England 0.1 ball, who was the striker, non-striker, bowler, all those things. Yes, this is my data set. So last time I showed you load directly. Okay, now I will show you transform data. When I click on transform data, okay, now you see this has opened a Power Query window for me. Okay, and it is showing me the data set here. In default, if you see, three steps are already created for delivery table. This is delivery table. Source, in source it is showing me, okay, what is the file name, what is the delimiter, because this is a comma separated file. It has understood I'm choosing CSV file, comma separator is in selected default. Number of columns within the file. If you see, Okay, number of columns within the file 1 till 22. 22 columns are present within this file. So it has already chosen 22 columns within the file. This particular thing, no, if in your data set later on you want to add any particular column and you want to see in this data, it will not be visible. It will show only the first 22 columns. So what you need to do, it's better that in your source, go to this file location and remove this columns is equal to 22, or you can increase the number of columns. What if I increase my columns? Let me do 30 instead of 22. Let me do 30. Okay, encoding, that is a default, so that it will remove the unnecessary unseen things in your file. Encoding is 1252 style. You can ignore this. Now if you see, when it connected to the source, the row header, match id, season, start date, venue, innings, it is not coming in the header row. It is coming only in column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Okay, so but Power BI is a little intelligent. It will try to read your data and understand, can I promote this header? It automatically promoted your headers. You see the step is already done, and it promoted your headers. That match id is my header row, season is my header row, start date is my header row, venue is my header row, right? And automatically, once it promoted to headers, it tried to figure out what is the data type for each and every column. Okay, but we will intentionally see a file in our course. What if it does not promote to header? How will you do? What if it does not recognize a column? What if it recognizes a column, but I don't want that column to be a number field? Such kind of things. So right now it has changed the type of columns. If you see match id, okay, it understood it is a number field. It assigned it to be integer. Then season, it did not understand 23 by 24, so it put it to text in default. Then the start date, it understood, oh, this is brilliant, this is a date field, I will put it as a date. So if you notice here, for match id, it is showing 123. 123 means number field here. For a text field, it assigns ABC. For a date field, it will start to show calendar symbol. So this is a good thing. Even if I don't go click on this and click and understand each and every column what it has assigned to, looking at the column header only, I will understand, okay, this is number, this is text, this is calendar, this is text, this is number, this is a floating point number 1.2, this is decimal. If you see ball, where is ball? Here. See, this is assigned to a number, but it is showing 1.2. That means it is a decimal number. Okay. Similar way, you can see all your columns whether the data set is transformed to properly. Okay. Right. Because if you see, once I scroll to the right, I am having few extra columns which is coming as ABC null, ABC underscore 1, ABC underscore 2, underscore 3, underscore 4, underscore 5 until 7. In my original file, I had only 22 columns, right? But now I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why so? Why am I getting extra columns? Can anyone tell me?
Because you changed the column size to 30.
Correct. You got it correctly, madam. So either you can modify, you as a developer, you know, I want a buffer columns, later on I will create few more columns for my transformation. I might create 7 columns, or I might create 2 more columns. Yeah, that's fine. You can be intelligent enough, you know your number of columns, you can mention the number of columns, but I am not that intelligent enough. So I will, what I will do, I will go to my source, I will remove these columns from here. So it is not hard coding any particular column number. So once I remove that, I click on the tick mark. See at the last, now change type, you don't have any extra columns. But now in your source file, if you add any extra column also, that extra column also will start to reflect here. And that was one of the personal problem that I faced when I started to use Power BI. I was adding columns. I did not understand why that column was not visible here all of a sudden. But that's not the case in Tableau. This is just in Power BI. So when you add a column, if in the source the column is hard coded to a particular number, then the new column will not start to reflect. So in that case, what you can do, go to your source, just remove the column numbers, and then that problem is solved. You add any new column, it will start to reflect. Okay, clear? Now, this Power Query window, if you observe here, we have many things: new source, recent source, refresh preview, manage, choose column, keep row, remove rows, split by column, group by, merge query, append query, combine files, right? And even machine learning related things. And if you want to transform something, we will see majority of this. If you want to run a Python script within this, even we will see the split a column, pivot data, unpivot data. If you want to add a column, custom column, from example, custom column, invoke custom column, all these things. And if you want to view any particular bar, you can choose column quantity. Once I choose column quantity, now it's a good part. It will show you valid data is 100%, there is no error at all, and even no empty rows of data. If you see here any particular column, this one buys, because not majority of the column was majority of the play was having buys. You see, 99% of the column value is empty. Only less than 1% data is only present, because not all balls will be by, right? And even leg buys also 99% is empty. So if you want to see this column quality, you can select on this. If not, you can remove it. Okay, right? You can keep it to default, it will be available. And is there any other tools, start diagnostics and all? So this Power Query window, it will help you transform your data, which we will see in our course. So right now this is fine for me. I will close this window, apply. So now it will ask you to apply the changes. If you click on it or not, it will anyways apply. Now, previously when I connected to that World Cup points table only, I had only one table here under data. Now one more table got created, which is showing here World Cup deliveries table. That file, the new file that we have connected. So now these columns are visible here. All columns were there. It will show in alphabetical order. Ball as being the first, because there is no A alphabet here. All the columns are starting to visible here. And if you see, notice also few columns are being marked as sigma symbol. That means it is a number field. And the date column is starting to show as a calendar field. And the other columns which are there here, those are showing as text field. Right? So now here I want to bring this also. Right now, as a straightforward thing, because we were discussing on number card, I will go here, click on this number card. Okay, I want to see runs of bat. Okay, so 23,000 runs of bat. So this entire column, because I have added into this number card, what it has done, it is showing me the sum of runs of bat, right? In total, 23,000 runs were scored in this entire tournament. If you go back to your file, just verify so that Power BI is giving correct or not. Okay, so runs of bat, if I choose on this column, if you see 23,427 runs are scored. Okay, right? So I will minimize this. Now it is showing me 23K. Why not the exact detail? You have to go to setting and do that. So once I do this, I'll minimize this a little. Okay, I will click on this format your visual. See, when you are doing any formatting, right now, if I say this is called canvas, this entire space is called canvas. If I click on this canvas, if I go here, you will see something else. You will see canvas setting, canvas background. Okay, right now I want to make my canvas background to little lighter shade of gray, so it is convenient for me. Even though I modified to this to gray, it is not showing gray color, it is showing white color only, because it is having transparency. Let's use the transparency, so it is showing gray. Okay, now this runs of bat, I want to modify only this particular tile. I don't want to modify the entire canvas. So always choose what you want to modify. Choose this, go here to format your visualization. Okay, and the callout value, it is defaulted to din font. I want to make it to Segue. You can type in Segue, use it. I want to reduce the font a little. I will reduce it to some 40. That's fine. I want the color to be blue because it is having blue. I will choose this blue. Okay, and then display units, it is showing auto. Because it is showing auto, it is showing 23K 1000. I want none. Got it? 23427, that was the number that we were seeing. right? So, and the category label. Right now, if you make it bold, it is showing sum of runs of bat. Now I have made it bold. I want to make the color to some darker, even darker shade of blue. No, it is not looking good. Let's keep it to black only, right? No, I do not like it. So I will make it this a lighter shade of blue, this a darker shade of blue, and the font of sum of runs of bat a little big. But this category label, I don't want this to be sum of runs of bat. I want to this to be called total runs, or yeah, total runs or something like that. What you can do, you can come back to your field, double click on this field, and you can say total runs scored, right? You can modify like this. Or you did not like this, you did not like the category label, turn it off, it will go. And you have something called general over here. I have some option called title. Click on this, enable. Now once I enable title, total runs, okay, it will come on the top. I want to make it to Segue. Okay, I want to increase the font. I want the text color to be a darker shade of blue. I want to make it bold. I want to be middle, this to be middle aligned. Okay, clear. Now I have it as a rectangle, but is there any option that I want to make it a little, what do you say, a tile to be curve, like rounded rectangle? Let me see. Is there an option? 1 second. Mm-mm. Effects, visual border, enable that. I want to make it a rounded corners. Okay. Now you see this is rounded corners. You want to make it even bigger, even little rounded on the collar. I can directly type here rounded. Okay, rounded corners. I will make it even more. Now you see this is a rounded rectangle. Got it? Clear? Any questions until now? So, okay, I have invested at least 5 minutes in building this tile. I will not waste my tile for the next one. I will copy this, duplicate this, paste it over here, right? And what if I want to take wickets? Okay, now it is showing first wicket. What if I want to make it count? Okay, now what has happened? 2119 entire rows of data. No, count distinct. Okay, now this field, this wicket type, it is not showing me exact data. Why? Because the data set, if you see in the wicket type, okay, it is having bold, caught and bold, LBW, retired, hurt, run out, stumped. 8 different values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, including blank. So it is showing me 8 different values when I used to count distinct. What is count distinct, everything I will teach you. How to write DAX also I will teach you for that. Okay, right now when I said count distinct, it said me, okay, 8 different types of wicket types are there. And then when I said count, it was showing me 2119 because it is having 26,120 rows of data, including the header. That is what showing. But I want to have number of wickets. How can I calculate? How can I transform my data? I want to see like this number of sixes, number of boundaries, number of wickets taken is 729 wickets in the entire tournament. But I am not getting this field. How to get that? For that, I need to transform my data going into here, transform data. It will open my Power Query window. And within my Power Query window, I should go to my deliveries table. And within this, I need to modify my column, which is called wicket type. Basing on this, I need to create one more column, which will give me the number of wickets, which we will see tomorrow. Any questions until now? Anyone?
No, Abhishek.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Hi, Abhishek. Is there any way you can provide us the data like to practice?
Yes, madam. Once you register with the course, we
Mm-hmm.
will share all the data in Google Drive, and that drive will be shared with you. All the files which I am using to create all the reports that I am building. If you are registering for Power BI, you will get Power BI data. If you are registering for data analytics, you will get SQL, you will get Python, you will get Power BI, all the course material and all the reports and notebooks also.
Great, thank you.
Yes. Anyone
Is
else?
there a, is there a separate process to register? We did pay the
You
money.
are already paid, sir. Then you are
Yeah,
registered, sir.
yeah,
You
okay, I
already
see.
paid. You will, because this is like a public session right now.
Oh, I see.
Once from Monday, I assume they will make it a private session. So a separate WhatsApp will be created for you. A group will be created for you. Only for who have paid, for them only the communication will continue and all the material will be shared.
Thank
Okay,
you.
awesome. So yeah, hope to see you guys tomorrow. We will play further with the data and try to create. If you are not understanding anything, you can stop me right away. I will help you out to understand. It's okay. I am patient enough. I can help you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining today. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.